Hi, it's Anne, and welcome to my second edition of Cooking While Sheltering in Place. Tonight we're going to make a pasta dish called Pasta alla Matriciana, and it is basically a spicy tomato sauce with bacon. Easy, so fast. I make the sauce while I'm cooking the pasta, so that's what we're going to do, and we're also going to make a vinaigrette for a salad. So here we go. First of all, use 1/4 of a red onion. I've got a very small red onion, so I'm going to use the whole thing. I'm also going to show you a different technique for cutting an onion for some people that may have trouble keeping all the slices together while they're trying to dice it, but I'm going to show you. So on this end, when I actually cleaned it, I left the root end on, and I'm going to try to keep that intact while I'm cutting slices across. So keeping my fingers out of the way, I'm slicing along the grain of the onion, but can't get that where you can see that. There we go. Keeping the end in place where it's being held together by the root, and slicing down in slices, and then you can just go and dice and it holds it together. I'm actually going to do these in a little bit bigger pieces tonight, so I'm going to do them kind of in thirds like that. And again with the second onion, which doesn't have much of a root end on this one, so that's going to go like that. So there we have it. It's kind of being held together by that end. Get all that sorted out. So I've got the pan already hot, and I'm going to saute the onion. Hold on one second. While that's sauteing, I'm going to cut the bacon. Hold on one second. Alright, so the bacon is here, and we're just going to dice it in pieces crosswise. This is 2 slices of bacon. If you have thick cut bacon, I think that's better, but this is what I had in my freezer, working with what we've got, so this is what we have. Alright, cut that up, ready to go, and we're going to put that in. And I'm going to move you over here. There we go. All right, we're putting the bacon and the onion in, and I'm going to go ahead and throw in the pasta. The water's already boiling. And I use a lot of salt when I cook pasta, especially gluten-free pasta. It tends, oh, that light is way too bright. Technical light issues again. Gluten-free pasta doesn't seem to soak up the salt very much, so I put a good healthy amount in there. Also, always remember to put a lot of water. You want to cook your pasta with a lot of water. If you don't give it enough water, you're going to have a really gunky mess. A lot of people say they like to put oil in the water, but you don't want to put oil in the water because then that coats the pasta and the sauce won't stick to the pasta. So if you use enough water, your pasta shouldn't stick together. But that's already going. I'm going to use my favorite, which is the organic brown rice pasta from Trader Joe's. It's my favorite. I'm going to use about 1/2 of this bag. And just eyeball it like that. It says that the amount of time it needs is 7 to 10 minutes. Whenever I'm cooking pasta, I take the lowest time they give me and I take a minute of that off and I set my timer. So I'm going to set that for 6 minutes. And let that go while we're making the sauce. Alright, throw that up so it's not sticking. Put the lid on a little bit to keep some of the sound down while we do the rest of this. Yes, I keep touching my face. It's just awful. Okay, so I'm just cooking this up. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. It's fairly hot. I'm making enough sauce for 4 people, even maybe 6 portions, but I'm only cooking enough pasta for 2 people. I don't like to, gluten-free pasta doesn't hold very well, so I would just cook the pasta up later and then serve it with the sauce. I'm just going to cook this until the onions start to soften. I don't want to crisp the bacon up. I want the bacon to still be soft. In the original recipe in Italy, they would use guanciale, which is pork cheek or pancetta, but most people don't have that. I convert this recipe to be with I'm so sorry, my hair is just really getting in my face. With bacon, because it's just easier and it still gives you a really good flavor. I never make it with bucatini either because I never can find that. So whatever pasta you have works. I find that the fusilli works really well. But this is getting nice and soft. I'm going to let you have a look at it. There we go. Over the pan. Voila. So that is softening. As soon as I get it so that the onions are fairly softened and the meat is releasing a bit of its oils, yumminess also, then I'm going to go ahead and add the tomatoes. The tomatoes that I like to use are Muir Glen fire roasted tomatoes. These have a really good flavor. They are organic. You don't have to get organic. You don't have to use fire roasted. You get whatever you can find. My pasta water is boiling over. Stop it already. Stop. Okay, I'm going to put this in. Normally, I would probably prefer to use a crushed tomatoes, but what I have is diced tomatoes. I could throw these in the processor and make them into crushed, or I could use my handy dandy immersion blender to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to just go ahead and go with the diced. Diced, crushed, whatever you have. Throw that in there. So, that's in there. We are practically done with the sauce. So the tomatoes are in. I used 2 cans. You could use 1 large can. You can also use more bacon if you like. I think 2 is a minimum. I'm looking at this and going, maybe I should use more bacon in there. But in any case, I did have a pound of bacon in my freezer. So one of the things that I wanted to recommend you do, if you don't already know this trick, is what to do when you have a pound of bacon and you aren't necessarily getting ready to use it immediately. I like to have bacon on hand, as you'll find out when I cook. So one of the tricks that I do with it is I take the bacon out and I take 2 strips of it at a time and I just roll them up into a little roll, like so. And I do that with all the bacon, and then I put those little rolls into a baggie, and then I freeze it. And then when I need bacon, I can easily just grab 2 pieces at a time, 4 pieces, whatever I need, and they're not stuck together. Like I had to defrost this entire pound to get to these 2 pieces of bacon I needed. So I just have a Ziploc bag, lay those in there, like so, with all of them. Put them in the freezer, and they stay pretty separated, so I don't have a problem trying to get just 2 of them. So that's a really good trick for having bacon on hand that you can easily get out of the freezer and use. My sauce is bubbling, and I'm going to let it do its bubbling. I've got 1 more minute on the pasta, and I'm going to do a quick vinaigrette to show you that you can just make salad dressing on your own when you want. Of course, I didn't pull out my vinegar in advance. There we go. Okay, so I've got white wine vinegar. All right, so vinaigrette's super easy. I use a little jar like this. You can use whatever, reuse a jar, or whatever you have that has a lid is probably the easiest way to do it. And the first thing I do is I take a clove of garlic. I've already peeled it for ease, and I use my handy dandy garlic press to put that in the jar. Scrape as much of that off as I can. Then I put a teaspoon of my favorite mustard. Just, you know, a little spoon. Put that in there. I do this all very from the hip. So what you're looking for when you're doing a vinaigrette is the ratio of vinegar to oil is 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar. So depending on how much you're making, Like I said, there's little markers on the side of the jar. You can use that. And the timer's going off for my pasta, so I'm going to check it to see if it's al dente, and we will see what it feels like. Needs another minute. So, again, I always use the timer. You don't want to forget, especially with pasta. Oh, the other thing we got to put in the sauce is red pepper flake. So, I put in, let's see, about that much. You can go as spicy as you like, but I like to not get it too hot because my mother doesn't like it that spicy. It's just still simmering away. That's doing its thing. Pasta's going, and we're going to get this vinaigrette going. So, olive oil, which I've got over here. This is not my favorite one. The one I wanted to use is extra virgin olive oil, but I'm out of extra virgin olive oil. I have regular olive oil because I haven't gone to Costco recently. So here it is. Again, I'm going to eyeball it, and I'm going to basically go 3 parts, which is going to be just about up to the top. Then you can add in some salt. Okay, timer. Shh. Salt, a little bit of pepper, and shake it up. I might have been heavy-handed with that olive oil, but we'll see. So shake it up. Take the pasta out while we've got that done. All right. Okay. Stir my sauce. I'm going to taste this dressing. If it doesn't, the best way to do it is just taste it. And if it feels like it's got too much vinegar, add more oil. And if it tastes like it has too much oil, add more vinegar. You can go either way. But I deem that as perfect. Then I can use it tonight. Keep using it for a number of days. You do want to keep it in the refrigerator. You don't want to leave it out with the raw garlic in there. So there's your vinaigrette for your salad. So our sauce is just about ready. We're at 12 minutes, so I was trying to keep this under 15. We're doing pretty well. I was trying to think if anybody had any more questions. Oh, I was going to show you how to, since I have a minute, how to mince a garlic if you don't have a press, which some people don't. See if I can get this back up here again. Move my bacon out of the way for the moment. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we got our little garlic. This is how I clean it. Take the tip of it off. Hit it, hear it crack. Then you can usually peel that skin off pretty easily. Some are more difficult than others. Everybody has their tricks. I've heard them all, but there's nothing that works absolutely every time. Then I just take the clove and I hold it like this with the skinny side up, and I slice it into small slices. If I can get 2, that's great. Then I turn it on its side. I gotta go back here. Turn it on its side and hold the sides of it and cut it into little matchsticks, kind of. And I turn the matchstick sideways and I go across. And there you have your minced garlic. Now, I found that pretty fast and easy. I don't recommend that you get the jar of pre-minced garlic. That is really nasty. It's just as easy to get fresh garlic and do this. That's my recommendation. Okay, back to the sauce, which I think is almost done. I'm going to give it a little taste. Okay. Usually, it made a little salt or a little bit more pepper flake. In this case, I'm saying more pepper flake and a little bit of salt. Sometimes the tomatoes that you get may already have a lot of salt in them, so I always salt inhaled a little bit of red pepper flake. Fun times. So, add in some more pepper, let it go. The bacon and the onion and everything is very soft. I'm going to see if I can get this to show it to you. Right there. Ah. Okay, I'm going to get better with my camera, I promise. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to put the pasta back in the pot. I'm going to do what Italians usually do, is just add a little butter to whatever sauce you're using. Why not? So, you don't have to do that, of course, but that's that. I'm going to put in probably not quite half of this sauce in there. Oh, we've gone to 16 minutes. Oh well, sorry. I tried. I'm gonna get a little bit more sauce in there. You always want more sauce than you think. Okay, there it is. And I'm going to plate it. And the original recipe for this calls for Pecorino Romano cheese, which is a little bit more strong than Parmesan cheese. Most people don't have that, so I just say use Parmesan, which I have. And put a little Parmesan on it. Yes, I usually grate my own, but I already had this from cooking for a client, so there you go. And then toss your salad, and it's dinner time. Here's what it looks like. Buon appetito!